Welcome, I'm so glad you're watching. We have another flipped video today. If you could go ahead in your workbooks and turn to page 22 and 23, we're going to work on lesson 2-4. We have Bo the barber here for our I can statement.
Coming live from Bo's Barbershop in Elkhorn City, Kentucky. Lesson 2-4. I can write and solve equations with variables on both sides.
Alright, everybody loves Bo. I know several people get their haircut there. I have personally seen Jackson Potter there, and I may or may not have taken the cutest photo of him getting a haircut that I may or may not share later. Let's get started. Alright, here is a quick tip that I want you to write anywhere on page 22 so that you can refer back if you need to. Move the smallest variable to help avoid negative numbers. Smallest variable is a big deal. Negative numbers are hard to work with. The sign is small and can sometimes get lost. We get in a hurry and we don't notice the sign, or we forget our sign rules for adding and subtracting integers. So if you will move the smallest variable, this will help you avoid negative numbers. As we look at our first example for lesson 2-4, if you'll notice, we do have variables on both sides. We have 2p on the left, and we have 4p, negative 4p on the right. So we are going to move the smallest variable. Now obviously, negative 4 is smaller than 2. So I'm going to follow our steps from other lessons. I'm going to inverse the negative 4 to make it positive 4p. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to positive 4p on this side. Bring the 9 down. 2 plus 4 is 6p. And I'm going to bring down the negative 3. I don't bring down anything else because negative 4, positive 4 is my inverse pair and they zero out. Okay, now I'm looking at a two-step. I have addition and I have multiplication. So I undo the addition first. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. There's my inverse pair. 6p comes down. Negative 3 minus 9, same sign you add, is negative 12. My final step here is to divide by 6. P equals negative 2. And as always, you can substitute that into your original equation to check to make sure it's correct. Let's move on. Here's a quick check. Take a minute and see if you can solve this one. Please pause the video. Come back when you're ready to check it. I'm going to start by moving this b because it's smaller. And what's its value? 1. So minus 1b from the right side. So I have to minus 1b from the left side. 7 minus 1 is 6b. Bring down negative 2 or minus 2. Those b's cancel. Bring down 10. From here it's a two-step. Plus 2. 6b equals 10 plus 2 is 12. Divide by 6 and b equals 2. Awesome job. Let's look at some more. Alright, here's an extra practice. I feel like you need to try this by yourself. We've worked really hard putting these skills together so far in order to get to this point. So see, add this somewhere in your white space and see what you get as your answer. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. Alright, what's the first step here? Alright, I'm hoping that you said it was to combine like terms 4p and 7p on the right side of the equation. 4p plus 7p is 11p, and then I still have plus 9. And that's equal to 3p minus 2. Don't forget our tip. We're going to move the smallest variable in order to avoid negative numbers. So 3p minus 3p, 0 pairs, those are inverses. And I have negative 2 equals 11 minus 3 is how much? 8p plus 9. Okay, let's move the 9 over. So I get negative 11 equals 8p. And then I need to divide by 8. Now I hope you can see this is not going to be a whole number. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. 8 goes one time into 11 evenly with 3 left over, and it all goes back over 8 always. If you used a calculator, and you probably did, I'm not mad, when you divide 11 by 8, you get negative 1.375 as your decimal answer. Good work. I know that one was a tough one. It added an extra skill. For tomorrow, I have a pretty simple assignment. I would like you to write one expression. Now, don't forget the difference between an expression and an equation. And you can look in your math notebook if you're unsure of the difference. One expression involving the variable x. It must have at least 2 terms. What a term is also in your math notebook if you've forgotten. It may include the distributive property if you want it to. It does not have to. And it does not have to be in simplest form. So I'm going to give you an example of my expression. I'm going to use the distributive property because I like it. So I'm going to say negative 8 x plus 2 minus 4x plus 6. And I just totally made that up off my head. Now, I do have one expression. I have at least 2 terms. I have more than that. Please no more than 8 terms. I did include the distributive property, although I didn't have to, and it is not in simplest form, and I am not going to simplify it. So please bring your expression tomorrow to class ready to work on our activity.